What's up, everybody? My name is Danami.
Hi, I'm Johanna.
In this video, we're going to give you 8 things that you need to know about vaping.
Okay, so what exactly is an e-cigarette?
Really good question. So e-cigarettes are battery-operated devices that people use to inhale aerosol. They also contain nicotine, flavorings, and chemicals.
So all of these are considered e-cigarettes or vapes?
Totally.
Okay, and some of these are looking like actual cigarettes, and some of these are like USB drives?
Yeah.
Are they chargeable?
So part of it is the battery operated part, and the other is the actual cartridge, which also known as the pod, which contains the nicotine and the other chemicals. So put it together and you have yourself a e-cigarette.
Gotcha.
Number 2, vaping is now listed as a public health epidemic by the Surgeon General.
Like Zika or Ebola?
Totally. Yes, this is an epidemic. This is serious. This is the 5th time in the last 20 years the U.S. Surgeon General has called something an epidemic. Vaping increased nearly 80% among high schoolers since last year.
Yeah, so I've heard these come in a bunch of flavors too.
More than 60% of students vape for the flavors.
Yeah, and I feel like these flavors aren't necessarily geared towards someone my mom's age.
No, you're absolutely right. These are targeting teens. Number 3, vaping is not, I repeat, vaping is not harmless water vapor.
So to me, it just looks like a harmless puff of air, like a cloud.
It may seem like that with all the marketing and the advertising, but in reality, there's a lot of dangerous chemicals in a vape, such as volatile compounds, nicotine, lead, and other heavy metals. Plus, flavorings are linked to lung disease and cancer.
It obviously looks like a harmless puff of air, but it's not.
Number 4, 99.6% of e-cigarette products contain nicotine.
So I hear people say all the time that their e-cig doesn't have that much nicotine in it and they just use it for the flavor.
Almost every vape has nicotine, a toxic and addictive substance. And developing brains are much more susceptible to addiction.
So I know some people that actually used their e-cigarette to try to quit smoking, and they obviously weren't successful because now they just vape full time.
Yeah, it hasn't been shown to be successful in helping people quit. E-cigarettes have also been used to vaporize other drugs like marijuana or even meth. So it's very important to know what's inside of your e-cig. Number 5, the chemicals in vape is only starting to be regulated.
So pretty much everything that touches our body is regulated by the FDA. The makeup I wear on my face, lotions you use, food we eat, the food my dog eats, pretty much everything.
Yes, but the FDA is just starting to regulate e-cigarettes. The FDA has announced that it is delaying fully reviewing and regulating e-cigarettes until 2022. Because of this, vape shops can mix or change vape liquids with little oversight. Number 6, the risks are real.
So is vaping better for you than smoking?
While you're not breathing in smoke, you're still breathing in and taking in a lot of harmful chemicals. And nicotine is a toxic substance. The younger a person is when he or she tries nicotine, the greater the risk of addiction. Developing brains is more vulnerable to the effects of addictive substances than a fully developed adult brain. The crazy thing is, scientists are still learning about the long-term health effects because e-cigarettes are so new.
Well, have you heard about the explosions and fires that have been happening sometimes in
Yeah.
people's pants because of defective e-cigarette batteries?
Yeah, like this big old thing. I could just see this exploding right now.
I guess they've really been hurting some people.
Number 7, the tobacco industry is a major player in the world of e-cigarettes. The tobacco industry realizes where the public is going, and they're looking to keep their dollars coming in.
Yeah, I mean, vaping is seriously expensive. From purchasing the actual e-cigarette to the liquids that go into it,
Right.
It's a really expensive daily habit.
Number 8, the tobacco industry is intentionally targeting teens.
As you can see, the vape industry is the tobacco industry. So essentially, they're using the same tactics to lure in young people.
You're so right. And young people think they're being rebellious by vaping, and some even vape to fit in, but they're doing what the tobacco industry wants them to do. There you have it. 8 things you need to know about vaping. Let's recap.
First, we learn what an e-cig is. Then we learn that it's listed as a public health epidemic, and it's not just harmless water vapor. We learned that 99.6% of e-cigs contain nicotine, and it's not even fully regulated. Lastly, we learned that the risks are real, that the tobacco industry is behind e-cigarettes, and that they're intentionally targeting teens.
Now here's some tips that you can implement today. Set an example. Don't allow e-cigarettes in your home or vehicles. Start the conversation now. And lastly, support policies that protect you and the young people in your lives.